Raw food is not a popular diet in the world of veterinary medicine. Most vets are not afraid to share their negative views on the subject, and this can be discouraging to owners that feed or want to feed raw. Unfortunately, there's a lack of understanding on both ends, which can create a divide between the owner and the veterinarian. I hope to change this. That's why in this video, I will be going over 5 ways you may be able to help your vet understand that raw food is an optimal diet for your pet. Number 1, explain how you're avoiding bacterial risks. One major reason veterinarians don't suggest the raw diet is because they don't want to be held liable for any illnesses the pet or the owner might contract from not washing their hands or sanitizing surfaces properly. With some vets documenting owners contracting salmonella from handling raw food, this is enough for other vets to cross it off of the list of foods to recommend. The risk of the owner getting sick from not practicing safe handling procedures may put them in a bad position. The probability of the pet getting ill from something like salmonella may also be a concern. But it's important to note that dogs, cats, and ferrets have a highly acidic gastric pH, and their GI tract is designed to specifically handle raw meat. This, of course, doesn't mean that the pet is immune to bacteria in general, and bowls and surfaces still need to be washed properly. If you show your vet that you're well aware of the bacteria that raw meat can contain, as well as go over the cleaning regimen that you have set in place, it may ease your vet's worry. This will show your vet that you've done your research on the risks that come with handling raw meat and that you're well equipped to combat it. Number 2, go into detail on how you're providing all essential nutrients. The other major reason veterinarians are against a homemade diet is because there's a high probability that it won't be balanced. If you can't trust an owner to sanitize surfaces properly, how can you trust that they will do all the necessary research to figure out the essential nutrients for their pet and then provide it through fresh ingredients every meal? This is a completely valid reason that even I stand by. A balanced commercial food will always be better than an unbalanced fresh food diet. When explaining your pet's diet, go into detail about the ingredients you include in the meal, what nutrients each food item provides, and how you're meeting each and every essential nutrient that your pet needs according to NRC or AAFCO guidelines. Writing down your pet's feeding regimen to show your vet can also be helpful. This may be enough to at least put your vet's mind at ease. You may even end up impressing them. This brings us to number 3. Have confidence, but don't act like you're the authority. Some raw feeders tend to get a god complex when it comes to animal nutrition. The owner is under the impression that the vet was only taught about nutrition through pet food companies, and the vet thinks that the owner is starry-eyed over a fad that they read about online. You need to prove that this isn't the case, while also staying level-headed and neutral. The key is to be confident enough to combat your vet's reasons of concern, while also not having the appearance of someone who just doesn't want to listen. Be confident in how you feed, but remember that you're still the patient and they are the veterinarian. Number 4, acknowledge that you understand their view. It took me a while to empathize with veterinarians when I first started feeding raw. Most of the vets that I worked with were very harsh and not at all shy to state how they felt about the raw diet. They didn't put any effort in understanding my side, and I didn't put any effort in understanding their side. It wasn't until I started working at a smaller veterinary hospital that things started to change. While they are a traditional veterinary hospital with wariness about the raw diet, they were the first veterinarians to acknowledge my view. This was when things started to shift in my mind. My views on a species-appropriate raw diet are as strong as ever, but I now can also easily empathize with the veterinarian's view, all because they empathized with me first. If you show that you acknowledge and take into account what your vet is telling you, this may break down the wall that they have in their mind where they can start to acknowledge your view as well. It may take time, but you both can get there. Number 5, allow the evidence to speak for itself. If everything else I suggested so far in this video fails, just allow the evidence of the raw diet to speak for itself. Let your vet see that over the years, the tartar buildup is less drastic in a raw-fed pet over a commercial-fed pet. Let them see that your pet's coat condition is steadily full, shiny, and free of dander. Let them see that your pet hardly comes in with issues like allergies, GI upset, ear infections, and UTIs. Let them see your pet thrive, because you can't deny that kind of evidence. Of course, the raw diet isn't guaranteed to prove these results to every single pet. While one pet may thrive on a certain formulation of the diet, another may not. This is why it's so important for you and your vet to work as a team. Want to know a few common mistakes new raw feeders make so you don't end up making the same ones? Check this video out.